done in time for last weekend's rainfall, and we did not have any damage as a result. I want to thank Victoria working with FEMA and our insurance company, Victor as well. That was really a concerted effort to do this in the most timely of manners, and so no leaks, no rivers of water flowing through our schools, and that is a good thing. Also, in regard to leaks, I know we have a lot of construction going on, and even with that construction, there were no major issues over the rainstorms that we had over the weeks. So again, things are moving along. Although the rain did interfere with a bit of work that was supposed to be done at Daisy Friday and Saturday, I was assured by the contractor that they will make that up in the evenings and working late in the afternoon. So we are on time as that moves forward. This is the biggest announcement. The ever-present, the ever-legendary Lake Connolly is no more. And again, thank you to Victor and the construction company that was working at the mitigation project at the high school. They put in new dry wells, and as a result, Mr. Koletsky, you're in the audience here. I'm going to put you on the spot, but are we thumbs up here? Mixed feelings, Dr. Well, the ice skating rink in the parking lot is no longer. The pool in the summer, the wading pool in the summer is no longer, but Lake Connolly is a legend now. And we're glad, actually, that things were moving along in that manner. So we're very excited as additional work is being done, ongoing work is being done. The field and the tennis courts are still on time, and I believe by the end of October, we will have some ribbon cutting ceremonies with, I'm sure, many athletes attending, many community members attending, and we look forward to finalizing the ribbon cutting ceremonies at the different events starting this fall. So that's very exciting. As I'm speaking, there's construction going on in this building. Actually some renovations where our old lockers are being taken out and our new lockers are being installed. They are color matched with the terrazzo floors. They seem to look beautiful, and those should be done within a matter of about another week and a half, if I'm correct with that. Do you want to put your microphone on?
Sure. They're shooting for late October, early November to have them all installed so then they can work on the software.
Okay. So again, bit by bit, we are going through our list of projects and all very exciting. I want to thank the community because we have impacted our parking lots and our buildings, but procedures have been laid out. I thank my principals working with Victor to ensure that arrivals and departures from school buildings are done in a safe and orderly manner. And I thank the community as they come into the parking lots to do pickups, to abide by these new procedures, these temporary procedures as the construction is moving along. Okay? And that is the superintendent's report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I just saw a bank of old lockers going by the door as we were talking, so that was very exciting. Okay, so I don't see our student board member here this evening, so we'll skip that and move on to public participation. If anybody has any questions or comments relating to agenda items, you can come up and sign in with Ida, and you can talk to us for 3 minutes. Anybody interested? No. Going, gone. Okay, so we're moving on to the instructional report. Ms. Doshner.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve Agenda Item 7 on the instructional report, A, Committee on Special Education, and B, Committee on Preschool Special Education.
Can I get a motion? Maureen and Leah, any discussion? All in favor? That's 7. Okay.
Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, a motion is requested for the approval of Agenda Item 8, Business Affairs B, Operations 1, 2, and 3.
Could I get a motion on that? Anne and Megan, any discussion on those items? No? All in favor? Okay, those are approved, 7. And on to personnel. Mr. DiNapoli, thank you.
Based on the recommendations of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve agenda items section 9, personnel A, items 1 through 11.
Can I get a motion? Leah and Maureen, any discussion? All in favor? I see 7.
Based on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, I ask the Board of Education to approve agenda items in section 9, personnel B, classified items 1 through 8 as amended.
Can I get a motion on those? Anne and Angela, any discussion? All in favor of approving those? Okay, so it's unanimous.
We would like to take a moment as part of the approved recommendation this evening for personnel classified, included 2 staff members who are retiring. So we want to celebrate and we want to thank Suzanne Rant and Ann Capabianco for their years of devotion to our faculty, our students, and their impact on the Glen Cove community. So congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so on to unfinished business. We have none that I'm aware of. Does anybody have new business? I do think we do. So any board comments? Anything anybody wants to ask or share?
Do you want to talk about the presentation that we're presenting at school boards?
Oh, why don't you, you want to get me going on that one? What do you?
Well, as far as board business is concerned, I want to thank the board for supporting our programs and supporting student opportunities for students. As a result, we submitted to the New York State School Boards Association a program to share with other school districts on our programs in regard to civic readiness. And so we will be presenting on October 26th, 27th, at New York State School Boards. It was accepted, and Alexa Doshner and I will be there, but the Board of Ed will be there to share our programs with other school boards across the state. So I thank you for your support, and I look forward to the presentations.
We look forward to those too. The program's been very successful from what I can gather. So that's exciting. Does anybody have anything else?
We were one of the first districts in the state
We
to be
piloted it,
approved.
correct.
We piloted it, and so districts are looking, and actually districts are looking towards Glen Cove to review our program and the successes our students are achieving, and so we're going to be sharing best practices. I will say one other thing. Alexa Doshner and I were at a New York State Council of School Superintendents conference this weekend, and there was an invitation by the commissioner and her staff asking for model programs in the area of literacy. And so we have reached out, Alexa reached out this morning to have them come visit so that they can review our program and look at what we're doing to help improve literacy across our district.
Mhm.
So, very
Great,
exciting.
that sounds great.
Yep.
Okay, well, I just want to, oh, what's wrong? Did you have your hand up? No, go, if you have something to share, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say, go Big Red. I mean, we
Okay.
won homecoming, last week. Plans changed, it got rained out, and they played an amazing game. It was a lot of fun. Lots of people showed up, even though it was a couple towns away. And congratulations to the coaches, the football team. It was lots of fun. 46-27? Yes, am I right? Okay.
Yeah? Big scores. It's the first one I missed in 11 years. I'm very upset. But they won, and that's very good. I just want to clarify some issues in regard to what happened on Friday and into Saturday. The school district doesn't have the ability to reschedule a game. We would have forfeited Friday's game if we played it Friday, if we didn't play it Friday. It wasn't until about 2:15 in the afternoon that Section 8 canceled all sports for the afternoon and into the evening. We then had to determine when they would allow us to play the game, and it was based on the availability of referees. And so once we got the understanding that referees would be available on Saturday night, we were able to reschedule, and our team did not have to forfeit, and it would have been an automatic loss, when they forfeit. So, and especially since they played so well, we're looking forward to a very positive season. I know that I want to thank the cheerleaders, the kick line, all of the students that participated in the festivities around the game. I know that there were some that were not there, and as we do the ribbon cutting and the festivities that will occur when we open the field officially, they will be playing, there will be a lot of festivities, and many of our students will be participating in that as well, okay? And those details are to follow.
Thank you, Dr. Ryan. I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing everybody celebrate the opening of the new fields, which is right around the corner, really. So, something to look forward to. Anybody else? Go ahead, Angela.
I know this came up at a variety of open school nights, but just a reminder, you can still sign up to be a member of the PTA. You can send in the form if they come home in your kid's backpack, or online through Member Hub. It helps the kids. It helps the school run a variety of programs through the parent-teacher organization, but I don't know, it's a great organization to join.
Thanks, Angela. Okay, anything else? No? Okay, so we have one last public comment section. If anybody has anything they'd like to ask about or discuss or comment on, please sign in with Ida, and you have 3 minutes to speak.
This requires no response from anybody. Janet Blatt, McGrady Street. You can respond if you want to, but that's not why I'm saying it. I don't know how to turn it on. I'm not tall enough. There was online yesterday or the day before an article from the Newsweek online paper, whatever, written by somebody whose interest was caught by a book called The Brain That Loves to Play. Caught my interest. My undergraduate and graduate work was in early childhood and primary education, Hofstra and Syracuse University. When I taught kindergarten in ancient days, it was a combination of play and work. My colleague and I in a school in Malvern were very lucky. Nobody from the administration, from our own building, up through the superintendent, paid any attention to us. So we could do basically what we wanted as long as the kids were coming out at the end of the year further along than they had come in. Play should be, and was back then, a considerable part. Not come in and do whatever you please, but play was a big part of kindergarten education. It is true that some kids in Glen Cove get to go to nursery school, but some do not. They are at home, a few are in daycare, and they are missing that part that helps their brains develop and be ready for all the work that is now shoved on them in preschool and kindergarten. I don't know what the preschool rooms look like now in Glen Cove. I saw them when we were allowed to tour the building from the bond that didn't pass. And I was appalled, absolutely appalled. I was appalled by the way the room looked. I was appalled by what was up on the walls. I was just appalled. A current board member told me I was wrong. I don't believe I was wrong. I did not think that was a way that children should be educated, in a space they should be educated in, and what they should be exposed to. This book gives the opinion in a much more polished way than I could ever do. The importance of play for young children and what it does in the development of their brain. It would be nice if the superintendent and Ms. Doshner read the book. When I get it and read it, if you would like it and would really read it, I would loan it to you. I don't know about Ms. Doshner's opinion, but I do know that the superintendent and I have had this discussion a number of times over the years about what kindergarten should be doing for children, and we do not agree, unless she's changed her mind in the last 2 years, because we haven't discussed it in the last 2 years. I just think that you need to pay attention to neuroscience and what is going on and what you would hope would go on in children's brains as they develop and get to a point where they come to preschool and then go on to kindergarten. I have currently access to the daily life of a child who has missed out on that play time.
Can you share the name of the book, and then
Yeah.
maybe we can...
The brain that loves to
Okay.
play.
All right. Well, we
Uh,
appreciate your comments, but...
I really think it's something you need to look at. You know, things go back and forth in education.
Of course.
They put in years ago what they called new math, and new math was a failure. So then they brought in something else, and then you bring in something else. When I was teaching, we were supposed to only be teaching phonics as a way for children to begin their reading
Yeah.
experiences. Some of them just didn't get it. So my colleague said, "Oh, they didn't teach you that some kids are just not..." I said, "No,
Right.
didn't do that." She told me what to do, and we ignored whatever the district was telling us to do, and we taught our kids so that they were ready to go into first grade. I mean, you don't have that,
Yeah.
you don't have that opportunity now.
Well, I
mean,
think
it
this
was-
is a very long conversation we could have, and I hear what you're saying, Ms. Blatt, I do, because I try to keep up with literature, even though I'm not a professional teacher or anything like that, but, and so I appreciate your concern about our students, and I'm certainly going to look at that book, and I'm sure we can continue this conversation in the aisles.
Whatever, I mean, you don't even have to get back to me. I just would like people to be paying attention to
Point
what's
taken.
out there and what's important. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't remember who was running it, but there were math games that happened at the elementary schools this past week, I think. There's something with like a floor mat where the kids jump on the different numbers, so it makes math into more of a game. And then there was something else that kind of looked like an octopus. I don't know. But there were some pictures online, I think on the Instagram, maybe?
I will be more than happy to, and we're always open to looking at the research and how we can better support our students. So I know Ms. Doshner already wrote it down, and I'm sure that we will be ordering a copy to share. And I'll be more than happy to share it with the board as well when we're done with it. And then we can have coffee and we can discuss that, okay?
I actually, it sounds like an interesting read. I don't know if anybody wants to hear my history, but I've been momming for a very long time, so my experience tends to have 1 foot. I said I have been momming for a very long time, so my experience tends to be 1 foot in this and then 1 foot in that, and seeing the difference. We cannot, and this is just a personal opinion, we can't just say this is a good idea. We have to look at the actual development and where the children are. And when my older 3 were in kindergarten, it was play, because that play is where their development is, and it speaks to that part of their development. But we have forgotten that at that age, socialization is important too. I was at home, I was a stay-at-home mom, but I wanted my kids, before they got to school, to get used to the idea of having authority figures in their lives that were not related to them, and how to interact with children that were not their cousins. So I think we could, I think in general, I think obviously progress is a good thing, but I don't think we need to shed everything that came before. And I think that balance is what we're missing a lot of times. That's just my opinion, so I just am sharing. Sorry.
Thank you, Lynn. Anybody else have anything on this? Okay. Would anybody else like to make a comment, or does anybody have a question from the public? No? Okay, in that case, can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting? Angela and Ann. All in favor? That's unanimous. Okay, thank you. Thanks to Glen Cove TV for recording and streaming our meeting. Thanks to the student volunteers, and good night.
Okay.
What time is it? Oh, I can't even imagine.